Hello YouTube friends. An empty tourist boat. That's really weird because on my way here it's taken me twice as long as it usually would because of tourists. So an empty tourist boat, that's weird. Anyways, welcome. Today is Saturday, the 24th of August. I would say it's around a little before 1 p.m. It's a bit overcast today. Temperature I would say around 23-ish. So it's quite nice, in my humble opinion. Today we're at Christianshavn. I was thinking actually I would have started this video. There's a food market just over here, but there were so many tourists I couldn't. I mean, I would have been knocked over if I had tried to get in there. Let me just take a picture of this sculpture. This is Christianshavn is like an island in Copenhagen. History-wise, sadly, I must admit I don't know much about it, but I will, as per usual, post a link in the description if you want some more information. Or if any locals are watching who has information, please share with us in the comments. I rarely get to this part of town, and I do mean rarely. It's very popular though, but I've never really felt it. I mean, it's nice enough. It's not that I have anything against it, but a lot of people really love it here, and I'm more like, oh, it's fine. And it's very touristy often. So that's why I'm thinking the route I'm walking today, I'm trying to find a route less crowdy. Crowdy, is that a word? Crowded, perhaps? And the wind is starting to pick up, so I hope you're not going to be too bothered by it. I do have the wind protection on my microphone, but I don't know how well it functions. I like this part of summer because we're getting towards the end of it, so things are starting to cool down a little bit. Like I've mentioned before, that my sweet spot is probably, early autumn. Those 2 weeks where late summer turns into autumn is, I guess, my sweet spot in the year. I really love that. just take a picture over here, guys. Hang on. Alright. Oh, some sort of party or something over there. Oh, I think it's because they're cleaning that tourist boat, that it's empty. Maybe someone got sick or something. Oh, yeah, that's not funny actually, but there you go. Right over here, we're gonna pass it in about, I don't know, 90 seconds or something. It's like an old school restaurant that serves Danish smørrebrød, like open-faced sandwiches on rye bread with pickled herrings and stuff like that. This place we're gonna pass in a second is it's one of the decent ones. It's not my favorite place, but it's pretty good. It's not one of those horrible touristy places, even though it's quite touristy right now. I would say it's a bit over medium. So if you do fancy trying out Danish smørrebrød, if you're in town, this is not the worst place to go. If you're nerdy about it and want to have the best places recommended, let me know in the comments. I really have to watch my ankles when I walk on these kind of things here. I'm not a very elegant man, and I've twisted my ankles more times than I care to count, so trying to be careful. Well, I'm thinking that since this little island we're on in Copenhagen is called Christianshavn. Christian, as you probably know by now, our kings are either called Christian or Frederik, alternately. So I'm assuming this part of town, this little island, was developed perhaps during one of the Christian. Oh, here's a boat with people in it. See if we can catch it. And a kayak as well. He's too fast for us. Let's try over here. Did we get the kayak? I think we just did. Another kayak. I guess these boats are boats you can rent, sail around the canals. We need to be careful here. You see the ropes? Oh, I'm forgetting to film the other side. There's some old buildings over here. Isn't there something drawing, I think, about water? I don't know what it is because I'm not a sailor. Definitely, I'm not very good at sea. I don't like being. I'm not a big swimmer either, but I like being by the water. You know, at least living in a city who has water in the vicinity, so I can get fresh seafood. Surprise, surprise. Big church over here. You hear that? Another old house over here. Don't want to be in the way of traffic here. Sometimes when I'm out looking at these things, playing tourist in my own town, I sometimes forget to pay attention about the traffic. So that's sometimes, yeah. So far everything has been fine. So we need to get across the street here. I think we have to. Hang on. We have to make a small detour.
Yeah, the canal.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the not in the middle of the street. I just need to be careful. There are not a lot of cars here though, so I think we'll be fine. And when cars do come by, because of the, what do you call this, cobblestone? What's this called? Cobblestones? Stones of some sort. The cars drive really slowly, so we should be good. Side. In this neighborhood, I'm not exactly sure where, but around here somewhere is the origin of a rock band, perhaps one of the most well-known rock bands in Denmark by Danish people, not internationally, from the 70s. Called Gasoline. It's kind of a hippie-ish place out here back then. I'm not exactly sure which of the buildings, but it should be one of those buildings on the other side here. Maybe it's the original building is not there anymore. There was kind of what would the English word be for this? Like not a commune, like a, I don't know, I guess a house that was squatted by lots of people, but not necessarily living there, but using it for art and music and stuff. I don't know the English term for that. But it's a place sort of that was here, where they, I guess, met and started the band. I don't know if young people know them anymore, but at least my generation and the generation before mine. There's a church I wanted to show you guys, but I think we've missed it. So yeah, on this side now, they've tore down, just to get you a view, they tore down a lot of the old stuff and built some new stuff. Again, which I think is luckily often the case in Copenhagen, is that you tear down some of the old stuff to build new, but you leave some of the old stuff. You don't just erase the history. I like that. Because I understand sometimes things are so rotten and dilapidated that you have to tear it down. But in cases where you don't have to, I like that you restore it instead. Let me see if I can find that church, and we'll end up here. End up there. I think we passed it. Maybe we can get to it through here. Let's see. It's not that important. I don't know anything about the church really. It's just I know there's a big church around here, so I thought we'd end up there, but I don't want to spend an hour looking for it. There used to be a really good Michelin restaurant down here. I don't know if it's still located here or if it moved somewhere. Okay, you can see the church behind there, but I have no idea. I think we have to go all the way around. Do I have time? I am not sure. Let's see if we can get in over here. I think it might be there still. It's quite discreet. I don't think there's any signs or anything. But I just remember somewhere reading that they moved to somewhere else, so I'm not entirely sure they're there anymore. But it was a great restaurant called Cadeau. I think 2 stars in the Michelin Guide. Haven't been there for some years now. Could do with a revisit. It was in there back then. Don't know. Oh yeah, funny story about when we was there. We actually saw, if you guys know the band Metallica, the guitar player from Metallica, what's his name, Kirk Hammett, walked in there with his wife or girlfriend or whatever, sat at the table next to us. Yeah. But I guess they do have a Danish connection, the drummer being Danish, so yeah, I think I'm completely lost now. We passed the church again, just in the opposite direction. I have no clue what I'm doing here. I'm gonna give it one last chance, or else I have to stop since I don't have time for this. I don't know. This makes no sense to me. We'll try left over here, and if it's there, fine. If it's not, I'm gonna have to stop. But let's give it one more shot here. Eureka, here we go. Okay, you guys. I don't have time for walking with you anymore today. But as per usual, thank you so much for hanging out. And push the like button and what have we. And hopefully I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.